Hi there, Serial Trader here. Let's check in with the major US indices. And starting with SPX here. So for a while I've been just waiting for this deeper three-wave decline, but wasn't sure if I was going to get it or not. Well, it seems we are getting it. Now there's nothing to say it's over already, but it's certainly a good point to be starting to build a position. And that's exactly what I've started doing today. But as you can see, we're just right now, so far we bottomed in between the 382 and the 50% retracement of this initial impulsive advance. And then we have an ABC down, and then that tell was that three-wave advance in the B wave. That made me suspicious this whole time, and obviously those suspicions were warranted. And this is some sort of a expanded flat pattern for wave 2. Now we have got oversold hourly RSI, and we're just starting to work off that oversold condition. And that hourly oversold on SPX has been a pretty good timing tool for marking short-term bottoms, at least. This was a hourly oversold bottom. This was as well. This one, well, not quite. A bit of one. You had a bit of bounce out of there, but it wasn't a lasting bottom. But certainly, with everything else combined, it's nice to see hourly oversold RSI. Now, still have some work to the upside to start reinforcing that this is complete. Now we're heading up. So we'll be watching that for the coming days here. But nice to see it play out as anticipated. For a while there, I just thought maybe we weren't going to get this, last wave down, and we were just going to have to settle with a higher entry, but that didn't end up being the case. So let's go to the candlestick chart. So here's SPX Candlestick Chart. I think it's interesting. Here, let me zoom out here. Interesting that we've so far shown some support. So here's this line that just connects all-time high with this first initial swing high. And that would actually be the B wave termination point of this contracting triangle. And that's just extended out into the subsequent time axis. And what you see is we're actually finding support. So initially on our A wave down, we found support on this line. Had our B wave up, and now we've come down. Looks like we're finding support again on this line. So that could be another reason that perhaps today was a bottom, but we'll see. And we're right around that 50-day moving average at the lows today. Not quite, but close. So a few things to watch. The oscillator isn't oversold by any means, but it doesn't have to get oversold. Just like here, it didn't get oversold, and yet we still found a bottom and advanced upwards. So that's certainly not a must-have. Now we're obviously well below the T line and the 3T line. So we want to see that change before we get too excited about upward continuation. Alright, we'll go with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And actually, before I do that, so today I just started building position, and I bought 10 call contracts, SPY, 263 strike, and a net price of $11.85 per contract. So I plan on building myself into this position, and that's just the initial buy-in, but I imagine over the next few days I'll be averaging into a larger position. But, okay, let's go to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So the expanded flat's more obvious on this because we had a higher B wave extreme. Now we've come down. Now on the Dow, we've just basically sitting on that 50-day moving average, slightly below it actually on a closing basis. And similar picture really to the S&P. The Dow just showing a little more weakness by the looks of it. And alright, we'll move on to the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is actually the strongest looking one. So yeah, the NASDAQ had a decline today, but certainly nothing like the decline of the other two indices. And it put in a doji start, and basically just sitting right on the T line. So still very healthy. And that's Probably because, you know, the tech sector is still showing a lot of relative strength compared to other sectors. And that's just showing up in this NASDAQ price data. All right, so not a whole lot to say other than that on the NASDAQ. And the volatility index. So VIX actually had some action today, more than it's had in a while. And not enough to be concerning, but enough to get your attention. So VIX closed above 17, and intraday went as high as almost 19, 1878. So it broke this lower high pattern ever so slightly by breaking this spike from over here, which was at 1866. We spiked as high as 1878 today. So slightly bearish short term from VIX standpoint, although to get really bearish, VIX would have to start breaking this area, which is around that 26 area or 25 area, and we certainly didn't get anywhere near that. And if equities quickly find a bottom and resume trending up, VIX will just settle right back down. So VIX definitely has my attention here, as it's jumped more than it had been for quite some time, quite a number of trading sessions, but still not enough to really spoil the bullish outlook just yet. But we'll keep our eyes on it. So, all right, that should be good for now. Serial Trader signing off.